Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another one of our webinars. Today, we are going to look at simplifying energy saving. So, I want to say welcome to everybody. And my name is Marissa DaCosta, and of course, as usual, I'm happy to have you join me in this informative session. So, energy saving is a hot topic lately, and for good reason. And as a real estate agent, I usually enjoy helping people make their homes their own, and energy efficiency has made it to that top of the desirable list. So, if you'd like, let's get started. All right. So, if we look at the generalized savings benefits, uh, when it comes to energy saving, most people assume that less energy equals lower cost. And you're usually right, but economic savings aren't the only advantage to energy saving. There are also environmental benefits as well. So many scientists now believe that excessive energy consumption contributes significantly to global warming. So it's getting hotter, folks. Having energy efficient homes can reduce your impact on this pressing environmental issue, and less use from you means that conventional power production won't create as much pollutants that can find their way into the air, soil, and water supplies. If we look at ways to save money and energy in the home, there are a lot of ways to do this, and most people don't know how easy it is to make their homes run on less energy. A few simple techniques would be to find better ways to cool your house. So if you reside in a warm climate like ours, this is going to definitely help you save some money here. For colder climates like North America and of course further north, it's better it's better ways to heat your home as well. You can install what is called a tankless water heater. It consumes far less energy than tank water heaters. You can replace fluorescent or incandescent lights. Again, for warmer and colder climates, you should seal or insulate your home, whichever applies. You should install efficient shower heads and toilets. Use appliances and electronics responsibly. Install daylighting as an alternative to electrical lighting. And of course, insulate windows and doors. So, for example, if you've got air conditioning, of course, you need to get rid of that space between the windows and doors. And of course, cook smart and change the way you do laundry for more efficiency. If we look at them individually, those generalized points, and if we look at better ways to heat and cool rather our homes, half of the energy used in homes goes towards heating and cooling. So if we really look at this part and if we really assess this aspect of how we use energy in our homes, it will certainly help. You can lower your energy bills with just a few simple adjustments to either your heating or your cooling systems. You can install ceiling fans to reduce the usage of air conditioners and keep up with replacing air filters in your air conditioner and heater for better efficiency and savings. There are many filter options available, and low cost options are typically good for 30 days. So keep that in the back of your mind that every 30 days, every month, you may want to change out your filters. For persons installing air conditioners, it's advisable to measure the room first to calculate which side of AC is needed, whether it's a 9,000 or 24,000 BTU unit. Inverter units are also advisable since they further reduce energy costs to the homeowner. And for our viewers in colder climates, did you know that every degree difference on the thermostat accounts for approximately 2% of your heating bill? And you can you can actually turn heat temperatures down in the evening and during hours of the day when no one is home. Programmable thermostats can be a huge help to you as well. And there are even options available that allow you to control your home temperature through your smartphone, pretty nice, when you're, of course, away from the home. The location of your thermostat, can affect its performance and efficiency as well. A thermostat should be on an interior wall away from direct sunlight drafts, doorways, skylights, and windows to operate properly. Let's go back to that tankless water heater. So when the time comes to replace your current water heater, and I do know that we will use usually warm water for the showers. Most persons will have a solar panel directly attached to their shower system. But if you don't and you're using a tank system, going tankless is the best way for energy efficiency. Unlike the traditional models of tank system, the tankless water heaters only heat the water when you turn on faucets. And this way of providing on-demand hot water can save on costs. When using a tankless water heater, you won't experience the standby energy losses associated with traditional storage water heaters, and you won't need to wait for a storage tank to fill up with enough hot water. So again, cost savings, because here you are pretty much waiting for that water to get hot. And then what it does is that it stores the hot water. So it's not on-demand hot water as a tankless system would offer. And if we look at replacing lighting technology has come a long way over the years. So lighting accounts for approximately 11% of the average household's energy budget. Incandescent lights only convert around 10% of the energy they consume into light, and the rest becomes heat. New technology has led to the development of light emitting diodes or LED lights, and compact fluorescent lamps, which are called CFLs. And these can reduce the energy use required by lighting up to 50 to 75%. That's a lot of savings, folks. So CFLs use 75% less energy, and they last about 10 times longer than traditional incandescent bulbs. LEDs can last even longer than CFLs, and they consume less energy as well. And LEDs have no moving parts, and unlike CFLs, they contain no mercury. So seal and insulate your home. For a cost-effective do-it-yourself measure on making your home more comfortable and energy efficient, try sealing and insulating your home. Common places where leakage may occur in warmer climates like ours: window frames, baseboards, or the floorings if you under the door again, or the floorings itself, loose ceiling frames, wall or window mounted air conditioners. Common leak spots for colder climates requiring heating and insulation are electrical receptacles or outlets, mail slots, around pipes and wires, attic hatches if you have one, fireplace dampers, again, if you have one, inadequate weather stripping around doors, baseboards, window frames, switch plates, and there are a number of ways to test for leaks. There's the dollar bill test. So you can place a dollar bill between the door jamb or between the window sash and sill. And with the door or window closed, attempt to remove the dollar bill. And if it slides out easily, you are losing energy. Then there's also the flashlight test. Shine a flashlight around the edges of your door at night. And if you can see light rather from the other side, you're losing energy. And then there's the moist hand test. So pass a moist hand around the edge of your doors and windows, and where you feel a draft, then you're losing energy. And this is more for colder climate viewers, and it works best on cold or windy days. Who knows, maybe breezy days as well. So with regards to do-it-yourself sealing, if you don't want to hire a contractor, you can always try to patch these things up yourselves. So here's a few tips and advice. Caulk. It's an easy and affordable way to seal trouble areas. Caulk provides a necessary seal that keeps air and water out over time. And what you'll need is 100% silicone or paintable silicone caulk, a dripless caulk gun, a caulk removal tool, putty knife, painter's multi-tool, or a utility knife to kind of scrape it off neatly. You'll need clean cloths, and you'll need a caulk smoothing tool. Simple steps. To start, you'll need the right caulk, and there are many options. You can always ask for help with a specific type once you're at the hardware store. And for a long lasting seal, choose the waterproof, flexible, shrink or crack proof, 100% silicone type of caulk. Avoid using acrylic caulk, which can shrink and crack over time. Next, you remove existing old caulk and clean away dirt. For a straight edge, apply masking tape to either side of the joint where the caulk will be applied and remove immediately after application. Depending on the caulk bead size that you need, cut the caulk nozzle and pierce the inner seal. Insert the cartridge into the caulking gun and squeeze with even, consistent pressure to control the rate at which the caulk leaves the tube. You can either use your finger or a wet caulk smoothing tool to achieve a smooth, clean bead of caulk. And once you're done, just let the caulk dry completely before using that space. If we look at the shower heads and toilets now, and water conservation is a big thing as well, you need to look at a few things. So let's look at our shower heads first. Low flow shower heads are available in different flow rates, and some have a pause button which shuts off the water while the bather lathers up. Toilets. So toilets can contribute to the largest water usage in the home, accounting for around 30 to 40%. A low flow toilet can replace older 3 to 5 gallon toilets. Now, it's really important, if your tank is using too much of water, opt out to either buy a different type of toilet set that's actually going to save you in the long term. Vacuum assist toilets are another option, which uses a vacuum chamber that uses a siphon action to suck air from the trap beneath the bowl. And doing that allows it to quickly fill with water to clear waste. So that's a vacuum sort of mechanism used there. A third toilet option is a dual flush toilet, which has been popular in Europe and Asia for years. Dual flush toilets let you choose between flushing for liquid waste or a separate flush for toilet waste. So it uses more water for solid waste, while just a quick flush for the liquid waste. And if we look at our appliances around the home, appliances and electronics account for around 20% of household energy bills in a typical home. Some energy saving tips when it comes to electronics and appliances. Keep in mind, refrigerators and freezers exposed to warm areas will force them to use more energy to remain cool. Therefore, they should not be located near the stove, the dishwasher, any heat vents, or exposed to direct sunlight. Cable set-top boxes consume more energy than most other electronics put together. Your best bet is to plug your cable box and TV into a power cord with a switch. When not in use, simply flick the switch. Don't forget to unplug your charging cords when not in use as well. This includes laptops, cell phones, and other smart technology electronics. And I myself am guilty of that. We will often leave items plugged in or chargers plugged in, and there's no device attached to it. That is a waste of energy. All right, so if we look at energy efficient appliances, when purchasing new appliances, consider 2 price tags. The first being the purchase price. The second is the cost of operating the appliance during its lifetime, which can be found on the energy guide label. So most appliances have that big yellow label, that's an energy guide label. Take a look at that to see what the consumption is. Most appliances, of course, have the energy guide label, and the label provides information about your energy consumption, and it shows you how much energy an appliance uses, and this is important, an appliance uses compared to similar models. So you'll also have some comparison information there. Look for the Energy Star logo as well. It's a little blue or silver star, and it indicates that products have been rigorously tested and will usually exceed standards and performance of other brands by a substantial amount. So that's why you will sometimes see that the higher brands will have an Energy Star than brands that are not so popular. The latest technology has been applied to smart appliances, and these appliances can be connected to smart electric meters or home energy management systems. And it helps you shift your electricity use to off peak hours. Smart appliances simply turn off during peak electricity demand, but they alter usage. In fact, you may not even notice the shift sometimes. Let's go to a unique one, and one that is definitely applicable to warmer climates like ours. Daylighting. So, daylighting utilizes natural light to illuminate the home's interior, and there are several approaches to achieve this effect. Skylights offer a good amount of natural light to help cut down on electric lighting. Light shelves are passive horizontal surfaces that bounce daylight deep into a building. They're usually placed high above eye level and they have high reflectance upper surfaces, which reflect the daylight onto the ceiling and deeper into the space. So, light shelves can introduce light into a space up to 2.5 times the distance from the floor to the top of the window. Advanced light shelves may introduce 4 times to that amount. Clerestory windows are short, wide, or circular windows set high on the wall, which are protected from the sun by the roof overhang, and it allows natural light to shine through. If you live in sunny areas like ours, light tubes may be a better option for you. Light tubes are a special lens designed to amplify low-level light and reduce the light intensity from the midday sun. Sunlight is channeled through a tube coated with a highly reflective material and then enters the living space through a diffuser designed to distribute light evenly. It's actually quite unique. If we look at insulating windows and doors, approximately 1/3 of the home's total cooling or heat loss usually occurs through the windows and doors. The good news is that there are ways to reduce it, and the cheapest and simplest option is to seal all the window edges and cracks with rope caulk. A special lining can be inserted between the window frame and the weather strip windows as well. Weather stripping can be applied around perimeter doors to ensure a tight seal when they're closed. And installing storm windows or meshed frames on the windows with single panes is another great option where a removable glass frame can be installed over an existing window. And if we look at cooking smarter, we'll recognize that an enormous amount of energy is usually wasted while cooking. However, there are ways to avoid wasteful cooking. Convection ovens use approximately 20% less electricity than conventional ovens and allow food to be cooked at a lower temperature. Other tips include pans. They can be placed on the matching size heating element or flame. Food cooks faster when using lids on pots and pans. So rather than leaving the pot open to boil, cover it down a little bit. And I know sometimes our rice or whatever else tends to bubble over, but you can leave it with a little bit of space so that some of that steam can get up and out so it doesn't bubble over. And pressure cookers can reduce cooking time dramatically as well. If we take a look at our laundry now and how we do that, washers and dryers are among the costly appliances to operate. Here are energy efficient tips to cut down costs. So we can wash with cold water to cut a load's energy use in half. And you can look for cold water detergents to ensure items get clean. Wash with full loads. Your washer will use about the same amount of energy no matter the load size. Don't overfill your dryer. This will take longer for the clothes to dry, and get the most out of a cycle by switching loads while the dryer is still warm. Clean the lint filter often and use wool or rubber dryer balls to help separate your clothes and get more air to them. Use an Energy Star certified washer and dryer, which uses up to 25% less energy than conventional models. So don't necessarily go for the fancy looking ones if they haven't got the Energy Star on them. Air dry washed items or partly air dry before adding them to the dryer. And that's something we Guyanese certainly know about air drying. If we move on to solar energy, it's usually the cleanest and most abundant renewable energy source available. And there's several ways to harness solar energy. We can use photovoltaics, solar heating and cooling, and of course, passive solar. Let's quickly take a look at each. So photovoltaic, solar electric, or PV devices generate electricity directly from sunlight via an electronic process that occurs naturally in certain types of material called semiconductors. PV devices can be used to power anything from small electronics such as calculators and road signs up to homes and large commercial businesses. A PV system makes it possible for you to generate your own solar power for electric appliances, heaters, heat pump, lighting, or charging your electric car. And with a storage system such as backup batteries, you can benefit from solar power even when the sun isn't shining. If we look at solar heating and cooling, these technologies collect the thermal energy from the sun and uses heat to provide hot water, space heating, cooling, pool heating for residential, commercial, and industrial use. So solar heating systems can achieve a return on investment in as little as 3 to 6 years. Yes, it's pricey, but you will have your return on investment in another 3 to 6 years. Just factor that in. Water heating, space heating, and space cooling accounted for 72% of the energy used in an average home. Most solar heating systems are wall-mounted, and this allows them to capture the maximum amount of solar radiation in colder climates. So solar water heating collectors produce heat energy, distinguishing them from photovoltaic models that produce electricity. And then we've got passive solar energy. So passive solar home designs take advantage of a location, climate, and materials to minimize energy use. Passive solar energy homes are a big undertaking, but it can be accomplished when a home is being built from the ground up. A portion of the south side of your house must have an unobstructed view of the sun. And some elements in the design will include insulation and air sealing, window location, the glazing type and the window shading that you use, thermal mass location and type, and auxiliary heating and cooling systems. You can always feel free to check this up on Google or any other browser or search engine, and you'll be able to get a little bit more information on the differences between the photovoltaic, the solar heating and cooling systems, and the passive solar energy. You can always opt for an energy audit as well. So for those serious about energy saving, this is definitely the way to go. And a home energy audit, is often used to identify cost-effective ways to improve comfort and efficiency. A certified electrician or an energy auditor can do a room-by-room examination of your residence. And you can also check with your electric utility company, GPL, or for wherever you're located to find out if they can conduct a residential energy assessment. It helps you prepare, and you can start by making a list of existing problems that you're encountering right now, and you can have copies of your monthly energy bills available for when they come. So if we do a quick recap, I know that I've said quite a bit there, and it's a lot to take in. But you've got the webinar, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more confident in your decision to get started on this quest to save energy. And there are tons of places to implement your energy saving goals. Start small by sealing and insulating, then move on to replacing old appliances, with more energy efficient design. You will definitely have to decide where you want to start. And so I take this opportunity to say thank you very much for joining me today. And I hope that you've achieved a better understanding of ways to make your home more energy efficient. As I mentioned before, feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach out to me via email. It's mdacosta@properties.gy, or you can reach out to 223-5555 or 640-5555. And as a real estate agent, again, I'm Marissa, and it was my pleasure to help you change a house into a home. Have a great day, everybody.